Uh, little dead weight there. Um, yes, I hear a lot of it complaining about from the media. It's like, oh, Brad, do this, do that. We're with Brad. Well, my presence should have been enough the first time, right? Why now, right? Why are we in such a hurry now? Like, do this, do that. It's like, oh. I mean, all I need to do is round up some money for some new laxatives somehow, and that should be quite fine, right? Like, I mean, you're in such a big hurry to talk to me, like City TV. We're with Brad, we're with Brad. Are you? You have a funny way of showing it. Like, oh, we've never heard of you, and blah, blah, blah. Do this, do that. It's like, oh, wow. I mean, we have a funny way of, yeah, I do have a great nose. I love his shape. We have a funny way of showing our appreciation, Brad, and what a great place Canada is to invest in, right? We have a wonderful way of showing that. Like, oh, like, all this stuff. Like, all this, a wonderful way of showing how much we love and appreciate Brad and how much we want him on our show. But I don't see, I just see these people screwing me around. It's like, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's like the media. I think it's you that wanted to have to come talk to me. That's when we go to you. It's like, I think you'll have to come talk to me. I really don't want to talk to you. You want to talk to me, right? You can dress up in all the funny costumes and probe my mind. You want? I couldn't care less, right? Right? Do this, do that. It's like, oh, but what have you done for me, right? Like Todd Shapiro. Well, Todd's a liberal, right? Todd's a liberal. I'm a conservative, right? He's a liberal red, right? Like red light Holland. That sounds pretty liberal to me. I'm a conservative blue, and we're like, hey, that's our Brad there. I don't like being told what to do, especially from a bunch of fags. So I could care less, right? Do this, do that. It's like, what? No, right? And like I know, like I'm not complaining. Like I'm very honest. Oh, my little dome here on 69 Fraser Street. I'm not complaining, right? I'm just got my books to read and things to do. Got my guitar to play. So fucking, well, I'm kind of happy, right? But it's you that are fucking upset now. It's like, oh, you wouldn't let me in now, right? Oh, now we're like, we're with Brad, eh? Well, you have a funny way of showing it, right? You have a funny way of showing it. Here I am, supposed to go like, oh, do this, like, oh, do this, and tell me who to love and whatnot. No. Even Kristen Ritter, back to the 90s. Shout up your ass. We're going back to the 80s first, and then maybe we'll go back to the 70s or something like that. In no particular order, right? In fact, we're definitely going back to the 80s. I don't give a fuck who the president is. He'll be gone soon, too, anyways, and so will Justin Trudeau, so. We're going back then. That was way better. The 90s. The 90s were the 90s was like a watered down version of the 80s. But like the 80s were better. Way better, man. So it's like, we'll do it my way. It's like, fuck, it's my show, so we'll do it my way, right? My way. That's what you wanted. You wanted to change, right, from the fucking status quo. Well, I can offer that to you. I can give that to you, but I said I'm not one of the goody goodies. I'm not a liberal. I'm like, let's reach my what? Look at reach my bad motherfucker wallet, and guess what I shall pull out? Oh. What does it say? What does it say? Hold on, just give me a second. Trade license. Just going through my magic cards. What does it say? What's that? A PC blue card. A conservative card. It says fuck off. I'm not a liberal. There's nothing that really. Don't tell me what to do. I don't like being told what to do. It's like fuck off. Right? This is my card, right? It says fuck off. That's right. I'm a big Doug Ford guy. I like Doug Ford. I like the way they do things. I think now a lot of people are ready to say, like, a lot of people are tired of their jobs, going overseas and getting taxed to death, and nothing, and everything at the price, everything goes through the roof, everything over-regulated, right? Like, hey, I could probably grow Buddy's leg back if I wanted to, right? We could probably do that, right? Too many rules and regulations, we could help a lot of people, right? But if you want to help people like that, you have to vote conservative blue. We like science and technology. I know we're not the goody people. No, we're, the not so nice people, right? It's like, oh well. I don't mind those guys. They're like protect the weak and the innocent. Why not make the weak strong? right? So like, because the weak are easier to control. They like to keep them weak, right? It's like, you ever think of that, right? Why don't we make them strong and hard, right? Think about that, right? It's a different philosophies, right? They have controlled the media for so long, since after World War II, I suppose, right? But we have different philosophies, right? Like, why? Protect the weak. Why not encourage them to be strong and hard, right? Why, why not? Why not? Why not be strong and hard, right? Their philosophies are toast, right? The baby, but they think about the baby boomer. I have my own philosophy. Like, I like science and technology. I do. Like, let's rules and regulations on that so I can help lots. We can help lots of people to become healthy, strong and hot. Like the fat and dope, all a fucking lie, right? All lies from the liberals, right? Like that gangster rap came in during the '90s under the Clintons, right? It's like fuck hip hop. I hate it, and I'm being honest with you. I don't like hip hop. So what? I'm a rock and roll guy, right? Like, you can't have the light without the dark, right? I do like the fucking darkness. I like dark blues, like, Filmation, like the He-Man. I was just watching some little clip on Filmation. Yeah, I like that, right? I like. If I was to live somewhere, I'd probably live in Snake Mountain, right? That's where I'd want to live, right? I like that. It's who I am, right? It's like, you're getting in touch with who I am. Like the bad guys, the quote bad guys, right? I like them, right? I like Skeletor. I like Chancellor Palpatine, like a Galactic Empire. Our what is this? Our order and resolve will be stronger than ever. A safe and secure empire. That sounds pretty good. He's got all these building projects, building the Death Star and stuff like that. They've got all kinds of projects for guys to build, man. He probably kept those guys building, like, he's got all those big fucking Imperial fleet, and he's probably got those guys working all the time. He's probably got people real busy, man, building ship and, building stuff, right, Imperial bases and stuff. He's probably got those motherfuckers working like crazy, right? He's probably, we're like the rebel scum, they're just hiding in caves and stuff like that, right? But he's probably got those fucking Imperial fucking contractors working like fucking night and day, man, building this stuff for him, right? So, he's good, and I like that's what I support, man. I like guys like Kevin O'Leary and Donald Trump and the Bushes, even though they're a little goody, right? For me at times, right? But Dick Cheney, right? I like Dick Cheney quite a bit, right? Okay, they're building weapons over in the States and stuff like that, right? Why couldn't I do that here? Why can't we turn like GM into making tanks, right, or something like that, or like things like that, right? Why isn't GM making motorcycles, right? Why not? Why isn't General Motors taking a new direction? Why aren't they building tanks for the military, right? They specialize in building vehicles. Well, wouldn't that make sense, right? Why aren't we doing things like that, right? Why not? That's it. Like, it's bad. That's it, right? Sign a fucking contract with Boston Robotics and start building all kinds of drones of it. Like, what? Maybe it's time to flip the script, right? Conservative, good, and protecting our way of life, much better, right? Maybe, right? Like, who cares, right? Fuck them. Right? Absolutely. Brad, do this, do that. Fuck off. You're just a woman. Shut up. You're just absolutely. I'm a fucking white man. Shut up. Like, you're just a woman. Don't tell me what to do. Like, it's just like, help, I'm being emasculated. I'm being emasculated. Fuck off. Right? Like, violence against women. You know what? Just shut up and behave yourself. You get a good smack, right? Like, fuck. Those chicks used to be like, do this, do that. They used to be a lot lippy. Like, a lot of these chicks are just lucky that I'm in this fucking thing. Like, we used to be able to give a chick a good cuff. Well, maybe that's gonna come back. Like, if you want to behave and act like a man, tell them what to do. It's like, like I said, if I was Donald Trump, when Nancy Pelosi ripped up that thing, I would have spun around backwards and backhanded her in the fucking next thing for disrespecting the Constitution like that. Like, fuck off, man. I would have, totally. Like, fuck you. I'm emasculating a man or violence against women. Well, fuck, honey, don't talk to a man like that. You respect a man fucking for what he is and that. Like, if he's walking away, let him walk away, right? Don't talk to him like that, like as if you're a mighty chick or something like that. Like, get it? Sure we can, right? We can give it a good slap. That's not off the table. But action appropriate. Do you want to get, like, I remember, you want to get a slap? Do you want one? Right? Because, like, that's not off the table anymore, right? Fucking, like, if you want to behave like that, that's too fucking bad. Like, Kristen, now we're going, the 90s. Shut up. We're going back to the 80s. Right? Have enough of that crap. A stable and secure economy, right? Calvin Coolidge, yeah, he's pretty cool, actually, right? He was pretty cool, right? But he kind of just fixed the fucking formula of what happened. He's done that. They did Calvin Coolidge in the 1920s. It really went and then crashed. And then Donald Trump, same thing. I mean, Ronald Reagan, the same thing. Did really well, crashed. George Bush Jr., same thing, did really well, crashed. What can we fix though, so it doesn't crash? So we don't, it doesn't crash, it keeps going up, right? You know, more of instead of like a yo-yo effect, a renaissance period, which is much better, right? You know, deregulate stuff, right? Some regulations, right? Because we have to keep an eye on that fucking thing so it doesn't, right? Keep an eye on that thing very closely so it doesn't think, because, you know, putting all our limits on technologies and stuff like that. Like, I was just watching a video. Apparently it's raining diamonds on Uranus. All right. Venus has all kinds of gas. Neptune, same thing. Like, it might be raining diamonds on there too, right? They got all kinds of places that can, it's kind of got some methanol water or whatever. But there's like big money on these places, man. These guys have fucking like deposits and stuff that we could use for fuels and stuff like that, right? Like, fuck. Like, you know, once we start getting like, starts exploring the friggin' solar system and start like these, like, what always drives stuff, you know, like, hey, they went to looking for tea, right? They went to, you know, for tea from spice and stuff like that. That's how the whole world got explained. Cheaper spice rates for tea and spices and tea, right? Well, there's this place called Phoebus, right? It's fucking like supposed to be $500,000 more rich than Earth. It's like a planet, the core of a planet, but it never formed, right? So it's completely like a big ball of fucking minerals and irons and shit like that. So that's cool, right? Like I said, Uranus, like, it's got all kinds of gases and stuff like that. Well, it's got all kinds of hydrogen. Well, hydrogen's a good fuel, right? So that could be like a fueling station right there. I don't know what kind of gases and Jupiter's got on it, right? Like, they have all these moons and stuff like that. Like, fuck. That's where the big money is, right? You know, so we get private enterprise on that, like, you know, Captain Kevin O'Leary start fucking, you know, and then we start mining this shit, you know, getting this thing out, big bucks. We're in debt here in Canada and fucking America. This can get us right out. Like I said, Renaissance period. We gotta start going there, man. I'm all for like Elon Musk, right? Jeff Bezos. Once we get that, start commercializing more of that stuff, like, fuck. And then we can start getting, like, things will get faster. They're in competition. Elon Musk, thing. Richard Branson, great. That's what drives fucking, like, it's like the 60s again. Instead of airplanes, it's rocket ships. We go explore the space. We can go explore that, man. And make, you know, lots of fucking money, right? Lots and lots of money. Excuse me. That's what I'm all about. That Kurt Cobain liberal shit's like, fuck off. Big business wants you to do well, right? Be happy, right? They want you to. They don't like fucking want you to fail. Trust me. They want to, like, you know. They don't want to have to go to China and stuff like that, right? Why would they? You know, if you're like a worker or whatever, being successful, you can buy more products and, you know, whatever, keep the economy going, right? That's the way it is, right? But, you know, like that, you know, the trickle down effect's good, but, you know, it only works for so long, and then it fucking tanks out, right? Why would we do that to, like, keep that from fucking going down? So, like, going down, up, right? Always going up, right? Always be going up. Instead of, like, this constant yo-yo economy thing, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So that's what we gotta start doing, stuff like that, right? Like, why can we fix that? You know, it's a pretty sound practice, but how can we fix that? How could we fix that? This country's got it back. You know, keep on getting that, driving that economy up, 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 right? We don't need to. The syringes, fucking junkie. You know, what can we do that to fix that problem, right? But as for Kristen, like, you know, don't tell me what to do, right? You know, she has betrayed us, right? It's like, she's like, Kristen's a liberal, right? She's like fucking like, she's with Joe Biden, and Barack Obama's like, fuck, you can have her, man. She's all yours. Like, fuck, who cares, right? Who needs people like that? We don't need you. Like, I don't need her. Todd Shapiro. Who the fuck are these people telling me what to do? Fuck off, right? You know, like, they were everything I'm rebelling against. Like, Kristen wrote her son everything I'm rebelling against. Todd Shapiro's a liberal control freak too. It's like, fucking, I'm an idiot and a moron. I don't give a fuck what some Netflix documentary says. I'd rather watch what do you call it? Jeff Bezos. I want to see that Wheel of Time thing. That looks really cool, man. So it's like, fuck, I'm a true blue conservative. I like the dark, right? Like, who cares, right? Tell me what to do. Like, fuck, shut up. Right? It's like man time again, like real man time again. Like, fuck, who cares, right? Fuck them, right? Like, that's our brother, that's our brother. Shut up. Even Josie died, like, fuck. Josie, are you sure you want that? Because you know what? I'd beat you, you know, I'd slap you good, right? Slap her, fucking, like, just shut up. I'd be saying, oh. She's like, oh, you like me? I don't even want to talk to media. You do this, do that. So, you know what? Shut up. You know what I mean? That's for Thea, though. I don't have a problem with her. So she's nice, though. Like, she got some big hooters. Fuck yeah. Like, this one's for Thea. Light as a feather. Soft to touch. New from Coldplay College. Actually, I researched that. That looks pretty good. Imagine that, though. Nice, big, bouncy boobies that never fucking sag. And they're not like, you know, they're more like natural effect, right? Because they're made of your own natural collagen with the fat transfer for your fucking inner thigh and fucking your trouble spots, right? Your love handles and all that stuff, right? That would be awesome, right? Who wouldn't want that? You know, fuck. So I'm more about that. The media, the Toronto media, is like, you know, oh, come do this, that. We're with Brad, but yet you only show respect. These guys want to go to Lobby Washington to get your soft lumber terrace and all your mining and stuff like that, so we can explore it naturally. I'm all for that, right? I always have been, but I think these guys are fucking idiots. People run, like, they always have been. They're stupid because they're like, oh, but we won't help you, Brad. We won't do this for that. We're nothing for you. Like, I don't know how I should have to do anything for you. It's like, fuck. And you guys going to start doing some stuff for me, man. I mean, big time, right? Like, I can pick my own fucking crew out, my own friends out. It's like, fuck. If I have to work with some people, it's like, well, I'll work with them, but it's my choosing. It's like, you know, you're not picking out my fucking people with for me. Like, I can pick up my own. That's brother. I can pick up my own crew of fucking people that I like, because that's people I like. I'll tell you right now, from what I can see, there's not a lot of people I like in fucking Hollywood, right? So it's like, you know, like Jimmy Kimmel, and what's that guy, Star Hunter guy? What's his name? Chris Pratt. He's a dude, right? He's like fucking. He's really nice, but I'm not, right? Like, you know, Ryan Reynolds and stuff like that. It's like, well, buddy, I think, you know what, Taylor Swift and all that, you're all a bunch of goody two shoes, right? Like, I'm not. You know, like, I'm a hard partying fucking asshole when it comes to that shit. Like, you know, you might, like, if I was at the Oscars, you might see a big bottle next to me of hard alcohol, right? Like, you know, a big on ice, right? Like, I like to fucking party. You know, like, not all the time, you know, like, but I'll just put this, it's true, all work and no play does make Jack a dull boy, right? Like, fuck, well, that's no fun, right? You know, that's no fun. So, but I'm like that. I like to party. I like to drink and have a good time. Like, and I don't feel bad. Like, oh, he's got an alcohol problem. I'm surrounded by a bunch of people who are fucking doing fentanyl and fucking methamphetamines, and I'm not touching any of that shit, right? It's like, fuck, not a chance. And that's another thing, they're not talking about that shit on television, which is really fucking sad, actually, to tell the truth, man. Because I've been in the show, so, you know, a good fucking 6 or 4 months from now, right? It's like, I've never touched, I think I had a beer once with Buddy Boy, but it's like fucking, it's really sad what some of the shit has done to people, right? It's like fucking, these crystal meth shit and this fentanyl, that's really fucking, I'd never want to touch it, man. It's like, fuck, I'll be honest with you, crystal meth, not even once, no. Like, fuck, I, like, kicked all that shit. Like, I kicked OxyContins, and I wouldn't want to get back on that, right? So it's like, oh, like, fuck. It's like, I can honestly say it's not. I definitely want to get our manufacturing back, too, right? Because, you know, years ago, these guys would have been fucking at the factory, fucking just working away doing shit, right? I know they would have. So I was like, fucking, and whatever. Even Buddy I've seen, like, a Buddy hopping around in crutches. I can't remember his name, but he's a nice guy, but I've seen a guy who hit a wooden leg or something like that, and he was a sprinkler guy, right? So it's like, fucking, don't say you can't do it. I know he could, because I know a guy did that, right? Fuck, he could go up and down a ladder with that fucking thing, right? So, like, the war amps or something like that could fucking help this guy. So, like, you know, sort of focus on Black Lives Matters. Well, I think I got other fucking things to focus on that shit, right? That's a fucking big fuck up too, right? Like, oh, Black Lives Matter. I got bigger problems to worry about these fucking crybabies, man. I'm in a fucking dorm full of fucking, you know. There's some black people here too. Right? There are some black people here, actually a lot of people rather. But that BLM shit's just fucking crap, right? So I don't. That's why it fucking pissed me right off. Like, I'm, you know, one guy's missed his leg. Fucking. There's all these guys on. A lot of guys fucked up here. A lot of white guys fucked up. A lot of people from different ones. Got a Filipino guy in the back corner. They're all on that fucking crystal meth shit. It's like, holy fuck. It's like, fuck me, man. Buddy OD, it's like fucking, it's just like, eh. It's kind of sad. That's the real fucking heartbreaker right there, right? So it's like fucking, I don't give a fuck about Black Lives Matters or Caitlyn Jenner, right? So it's like, fuck. Man, it's an ideology, it's an ideology. Yeah, it's time to fucking start down some people back. There's a little too many fucking black people in the media, that's for sure. It's too much of their shit. Like, who gives a fuck? You know, I just watched something about some rapper died that I never heard of. I mean, hey, I saw, what's her name? The beautiful fucking, what's her name? The fucking Spanish chick. What's her name? Oh, I can see her. She's from fucking Dust Till Dawn. You know who I'm talking about. Not Rosie Perez. Even Rosie Perez, I've seen her in a movie. It's good fucking too. What's her name? I always like Johnny Smith. So I like Mario Lopez. What's the other fucking chick's name? Selma Hayek, you know? Penelope Cruz. Like, they don't cry so much, right? So, like, I do like Latino people who so bad. It's like, oh. You know, like, they don't fucking, woo. They don't fucking fuss. That's what I like about them, right? They don't make an issue about fucking skin color. It's like, fucking, that's why I don't like banging them either, fuck. Actually, I laid a fucking Latino chick. Shit, really bad lay. Really bad lay. Fuck, they're like, ooh, Latin lover. Please. I thought you chicks were fucking like, you know, fuck like Jack Roberts. Fucking what that is, right? That's what fucking that is. You know, go on the media. Do this, do that, Brad. I don't know if I should. It's like the Toronto media is the worst. Actually, they're a bunch of clowns, right? Like, they should all get a fucking, like, little fucking red... They all should just start getting red noses on their fucking thing, right? And I know they're all controlled by dickwit Justin Trudeau, too, right? They all get funding from him, right? So it's like, do this, do it. And when am I supposed to, like, just dance around, chase my tail for you fucking assholes? I don't know about that, right? Like, you're obsessed with me, but then you're just, like... It's like you just, like, jerking me around and fucking watch me, squirm. It's like, because you're a bunch of fags, right? Because I'm white. Right, so there is a little too much of that political correctness shit too. It's like, because they like to do that because I'm white. Like, they've got, it's like, oh, it's all wops and shit like that, and blah blah blah, and this and that, and fucking that. A little too much of that shit too. It's like, fuck me. It's all chicks too. Either that, it's all chicks, right? So it's like, we're with Brad. It's like, fuck. I don't think you really are. I think you say one thing and fucking do another, man. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, you're like, do this, do that. It's like, fuck. I'm not a liberal. I don't like being told what to do. Like, I fucking, you know, I said, hey, I'd want to live at Snake Mountain if I could, right? That's where I'd want to fucking make my house. Like, oh, fuck. This looks like just the kind of place I'd like to live, right? Snake Mountain. Fuck, this is like, good place to call home, right? Yeah. So, like, that's kind of where I'd want to hang out, right? Places like that. I like the fucking, you know, Daggard Keep or something like that. That's the kind of place I like to hang out, man, live at Casa Loma or something like that. You know, I love places like that, you know? Like, that's where I want to live. Like, not like, oh, kids people, they're like, do this, do that. It's like, oh, wow. What have you done for me? Like, I don't care. Fuck, you're a bunch of fags. I don't like being told to do what from fags. Like, fuck, you're a fag. Who cares? Like, fuck, do this, do that. It's like, fuck. Like, I think I can choose. Like, I said I can go with it to some degree. But I can choose my own band of fucking friends, right? It's like, fuck, like, hey, Kristen, well, I'm not listening to you. You're like, she's a pretty girl, but there's lots of chicks like her out there. It's like, fuck, she ain't nothing special. Like, fuck. You know, put her in a lineup, but fuck, you know. You know, she's like some silly little fucking farm girl that just like moved to the city. It's like, all these black guys love me. They're so nice to me. A, they want to fuck you, and B, they want to use you for a method. I know what they're like. Like, are you stupid? Okay, don't answer that question. I don't want to hurt yourself. You know, I wouldn't want you to strain your brain there, Kristen. Yeah, you are, you know, from the thing to that, you know, just shut your mouth, right? Fuck off and shut up, right? Like, do this, that. No, I like the 80s. Like, and maybe go to the 70s in no particular order, right, you know? My William S. Burroughs fucking thing. Just pick and choose. I'd probably be good 80s bass. I mean, might put some other things in it, too, in no particular order. Ever read, like, a William S. Burroughs book? It was just, like, zigzag, boom, boom, out of fucking context. It's, like, all over the place. Yeah, like that. It's like, fuck off, you know? I'll just do it like that. And don't worry about it. Right? I'll do what I want, right? It's like, oh. I don't ever talk to a man. Like, it's like we're going back to manpower. feminism's done, right? All that thing, we're doing a big switch right now. It's like, oh, all those things, we're like punk rock. I like, I'm more of a metalhead, right? I'm more like I said, like, Kurt Cobain. I think he sucks. I was always a big Smashing Pumpkins guy because he's kind of like influenced by Metallica and other cool stuff, right? Stuff that I like. I can hear a lot of stuff I like in his music. He was my favorite guy in the '90s, right? Not Kurt Cobain. I think Kurt Cobain was a fag. And there's like Trent Reznor and fucking Tool. Tool's awesome too. Very like underrated. Everyone forgets about Tool. It's like fuck Nirvana. Or like I was listening to Helmet today. Who gives a shit about Nirvana and punk, right? Punk's fucking lame, right? Punk's like they're like a bunch of fucking hippies, right? The only fucking punk rockers I like, I guess, were like Husker Du and the Replacements, right? I guess I don't mind Bush X. They're kind of cool. Sonic Youth is like, they're right around some 81. They're like noise rock or something like that, right? That's what they are. They're like noise rock. They're not punk. I mean, I like Black Flag and some punk, but I don't go rave on about it because it's like the fucking be all to end all, right? Oh my god, it's punk rock. Like, fuck. I mean, I like Judas Priest and stuff like that, but I might want to go back to that kind of stuff, right? Getting a little sick of that, right? I like new wave, right? Post punk, right? But punk itself is like a tad overrated. It's just like not who I am, like more like what's its name, Megadeth and stuff like that, right? Stuff like that. Maybe it's time to go back to that kind of shit, right? Because punk rockers are kind of fags, right? I'm more of a goth than I am a fucking, I said, a fucking punk rocker. But metalheads are actually masculine type goths, right? Right? They're like masculine type goths, right? No, we don't wear the puffy shirt like, Ian Ashbury, I probably wouldn't wear a puffy shirt. His little vest is cool, but, I'm not wearing a puffy shirt, no. I'm not wearing a puffy shirt. Oh, sorry. Our mateys. I'm not wearing a puffy shirt. I'm not wearing a puffy shirt, no. I do like a lot of that stuff, though, but I'm not wearing a puffy. No, like, we won't be wearing puffy shirts. Leather pants are cool, right? I'm more towards that stuff, Like all the ripped jeans and shit like that. That looks garbage, fuck. Like I'm living that kind of grunge life right now. It's like fucking... Like I said, I have a nice comfy bed cot to read in my bed and my books, and I was like, no big deal. I leave me fresh linens and some decent food. It's like, fuck, who cares? Right? But other than that, I have to take laxatives like crazy. But who cares? Right? It's like, fuck, who gives a shit? Right? Like, fuck, do this, do that. I don't like being told what to do. It's like, fuck. The way I see it, it's like, you're gonna have to come to me. It's like, fuck, and do as you're told for a change. You're not in a position to tell me to do anything, right? Like, fucking, the Canada's a good place to get invested. I don't give a fuck. On my way, not the Toronto media's way. What they're doing is fucking it up. They're a bunch of tools. Right? It's like, do this, do that. It's like, No, right? It's like, fuck, no. Do this, do that. It's like, fuck, they always bash Doug Ford, blah, blah. He's actually doing some really good stuff. Like, he's like, I gotta get infrastructure down here. Like, he's for infrastructure. We need it for, like, the future and stuff like that, right? To stop congestion. He wants to build Highway 4113, right? It's like, that's good. That's good. Right? He's, like, fucking thinking about that, right? It's like, that's cool. He's not a dope, man. But I also, like, infrastructure. Building infrastructure is good, but I also need, like, manufacturing jobs and stuff like that to generate tax dollars to pay for that stuff, right? Good paying jobs like that. And I believe in that, too, right? That's what I think, right? I need to pay for the infrastructure and all those other things, right? Because that's what pays for that stuff, right? Like, Honda. Those are all good paying jobs. And they're all paid fairly a decent wage there, fairly good there. And they all generate taxes, right? For that stuff, right? Like, do you see what I'm saying? I mean, not to say that the fucking, the guys that work out on the roads or nothing like that don't generate taxes by doing it, but it's kind of like out of the fucking coffers that just circles around, right? Whereas this is kind of like new money from, like big business is essential for anything to manufacture, right? It's for our society to work. Like, I hate the man. I love the man. He's great. I like Kevin Leary. He's a big business guy. I think that's what we need. That's big. Like, we're fighting the man. We need big business. Big business is our friend. I need the oil out the ground. It's money. So it's money, right? Like I said, if we could get the Elon Musk and Richard Branson, Jeff, Jeff Bezos is this great space race. That's what it's going to propel to the future, not fucking NASA or nothing like that, right? Once we get on Mars, like, oh, great, that's a great place to colonize. Once we like learn how to like reconfigure water, like, I think through chemistry, it's like, fuck, we could turn like water into pellets and like then it's oxygen. We can transfer that, no problem now. We got too much water, take it to Mars, right? They have water on Uranus and Neptune, and all their little moons and all kinds of stuff. We got a whole solar system to explore and exploit, right? Yeah, like like we have to go mine that and make mucho dinero, money, right? Make money, like that's just so like that whole liberal, like I mean I liked all the clothes and stuff like that, but that whole hippie like shit, like oh, you're selling out, man. The punk rock was the same thing. You're selling out, man. It's like fucking. I won't sell out on my conservative values. No, like fuck. I think basic business is good. I'm pro-military too. I like all those things. I love the troops, right? It's like fucking like but you're selling out, man. No, you're fucking like shooting us in the foot. You're Barney Fifing us, right? Because we need those fucking things. Those are good paying jobs. Like let's stop fucking thinking that mindset. That whole liberal mindset. Let's fucking get it. Like when the baby killers and all that shit, they're a bunch of fags. Who cares, right? They fucking suck, right? Like I'm all for big business, right? I want it here. Like it's all in China now, because those fucking baby boomer liberal philosophies, right? Right, like this washing machine. Where's that made? Behind me. Where's that made? Right? Is it made in Canada? Or is it made in North America somewhere? I don't know. Is it made in Mexico? Right? Like even coal. Well, with carbon capture technology, right? We can capture that fucking carbon right at the fucking base of the fucking what's the thing? The fumes, right? The exhaust of the fucking product, right? And utilize that into a building material, right? For 3D printing, right? Carbon. You can do lots of things. Cells need carbon. Your cells need carbon to fucking function, right? Carbon is a big thing, right? It's a big thing. So maybe coal can actually come back and we could just find a way to capture all of the excess and make it not a lesser poisonous thing. Like it might, right? Like, oh, coal's dead. It might be making a comeback in the 21st century, right? Might start utilizing some other things. Calgary has a big hydrogen field out there to coincide with our energy sector, right? Like, I want to help you, Canada, but it's like sometimes you guys are trying to tell me what to do. I don't like being told what to do. Little passive-aggressive games like my fucking book or, put my headphones on because Diego wants to watch a fucking movie and be a fucking fag. You liberals aren't telling me what to do. It's like, fuck, what you're doing is chased all the jobs away. They're all in a galaxy far, far away now, right? So, like, we have to change our mindset. Like, they can play passive-aggressive little bully games with their fags, right? Then in the end, they're fags, so it doesn't matter. Like, oh, I put my headphones on because, you know what? I felt like putting them on. Not because you told me to. Because you're homos. Right? I do what I want when I want. Like, oh, do this, that, in the trial medium. I'm more important alive than I am dead. I know that. Right? It's like, who cares? Right? Well, I apparently have all this money. It doesn't mean I want to share it with any of you. I like who I like. Right? Like, oh, they're like, oh, Thea. Well, Thea is a midget. She's a midget, right? But she's not that bad, right? She's like fucking. She's kind of cute, right? I always thought she was. I was like, oh, right, do this. I just say my opinions, right? I'd have to date her for sure. Like, I just do things on what I like, right? Like skin color or whatever. It's like, oh, I just do things solely on what I like, right? I mean, there are a few too many fucking minorities in the media for sure on city TV. Like fucking, they're like this. Like, oh, it's not. And then there's the political correctness there, right? It's like there's a war on white people here for sure. Like, they go, oh, the Toronto, you don't even know what's going on over here. It's like, oh, all bullshit here. I do tend to gravitate towards British and European culture, right? That's kind of the shit I kind of listen to. Like, that's what most people like, right? Most people tend to gravitate towards that stuff. Like this ghetto culture, this ghetto hip hop culture, that sucks. It's like, who cares, right? Like, it's just like, it's kind of like done. Right, like Jay-Z and all them are done. It's over, right? Queen Latifah, it's like, oh, who cares, right? I can speak perfect English, right? I can speak slang and whatnot, but I can speak perfect English with ease and no great difficulty. Like all this fucking girl power stuff, that's all fucking done now. Like, shut up, it's manpower time. Fuck off, shut up. Men are like, if you look through society, it's like what was I watching? A thing on I was a teenage K girl or something like that. Like these guys were, oh, no, it was the Land of the Dinosaurs or something. I was watching a clip of that. And it showed like these guys, like, they, had to fight these fucking monsters and all these things, like these fucking saber-tooths and all these fucking things that come up. It's a hell of a world back then, right? These guys had to be strong and stuff like that. But then on the fucking other side, they also, uh, did sacrifice girls based on their hair color too, right? There was also that aspect of women getting sacrificed to the fucking, gods of Neptune or whatever the fuck it was, right? There's that aspect too, right? It was hard for chicks though, but it was up until recently. But it's like, man, if you keep putting man's balls in the back of a vice, back to you go to clean the fucking, back to your home go. I'd stay at home and shut the fuck up. Put my balls in the fucking vice. I don't like that, especially white men. It's like, fuck, we've done enough of this. Like, do this, do that. It's like, It's always got another one. It's like, what? Shut up, It's like, I'll play the best of me. It's like, I play little games with you and I control freak. I don't like women in charge. I don't ever want women in charge. Like Nancy Pelosi, fucking Hillary Clinton. See with this Kamala Harris, right? I don't like that, right? I don't like that at all. So, don't tell me how to live my life either. Like Kristen Ritter, she's down with fucking Biden, fucking, what's his name? Obama's like, fuck, I don't like those people. Like, I don't care. She's corrupt now. And she's like, fucking, you can never trust her now. It's like, fuck, she's a twat. Who cares? Like, she's good looking, but I don't give a shit. She's like, oh. Like, fuck off. There's lots of hot chicks out there. Like, especially in the Hollywood kind of, like, fucking pantheon of fucking people. Like, fuck, especially with the internet chicks. Like, Hollywood actresses aren't the only ones out there, right? I have a certain taste in women that, well... it ain't what, like, Scott Disk is like. And it ain't what, like, Leonardo DiCaprio like, right? It's like a Love and Kisser type chick. Yeah, I do like that. I don't care. It's like these black guys like big asses. Well, I like the junk somewhere up, or else other than the trunk. I don't like a big ass. Cause I'm not black, right? I'm a big titty guy. I'm a humongous titty guy. I don't give a shit. I like that. So I am. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not apologizing for being a white male or being a conservative or liking what I like and not being told what to do, right? I'm not apologizing for that anymore. Like, we shouldn't have to apologize, right? Why? So what? Fuck off. Who cares? I don't care. I'm beyond caring. Oh, did that hurt your feelings? Well, what about my feelings? Oh, you don't seem to care about them? So why should I give a fuck about yours?